The D, man.
Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media, you feel me?
Yo, it's your boy D's Media back again with another video. Like, comment, subscribe to the channel on the road to 100K. Today we're going to talk about, Davell Holden, 16-year-old man, rising basketball star, was tragically just lost his life. Let's jump straight into it.
Pleading for answers in the of a South Holland teenager.
WGN's Courtney Spinelli spoke with the family of the victim, and she joins us live at the police department with their message tonight. Courtney.
Yeah, over the weekend, 16-year-old Davell Holden had his life ripped away in an act of violence that his family, his friends, and his community are now trying to make sense of.
My question was, why him? Why the good kid?
Only 16 years old, but his impact on others far beyond his years. A rising junior at Thornwood High School, a straight-A student, and a talented basketball player who had ambitions larger than life.
My son was an awesome, respectful young man who loved basketball the most.
Davell Holden said goodbye to his mom and told her he would be going to his friend's house. Angela Burtz checked her son's location to make sure he got there safely. Not long after, the worst call of her life.
You know, I can't even explain what was going through my head. I ran out the house, no shoes on, you know. I ran to the hospital where they said that they were taking him.
Davell had been shot multiple times in front of a home in the 160th block of Drexel Avenue. Neighbors described the startling sounds of gunshots piercing the air. The heartbreak of later learning more about the victim who lost his life. His mom believes he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
No way no one would want to hurt my son.
Tributes to the teen flooding social media. Calumet City Alderman Monet Wilson says Davell touched the hearts of many, and his talents were respected throughout the Southland. Quote, Davell was not just a remarkable athlete. He embodied resilience, kindness, and leadership that inspired many.
This is some pain, some real pain. And I just pray.
My condolences go out to his family, loved ones, his basketball team, school, community, everybody that's affected by this loss. Let's jump straight into it. You know, the school administration just came out and made a statement and said that, you know, he was a straight A student, you know, never was a problem, you know, was a rising star on his basketball team, meant a lot to his community. You know, this is what you would want your kid to be every day. You know, even when you go look at the area, you know, that it allegedly happened in South Holland, you know, the first thing that you think of is like, hold on, like that's a good area to live in. Like that's where you would want to stay at. If you look at the crime statistic out there versus in the inner city, you'd be like, I'll stay out there any day of the week. One thing you got to realize is, in 2025, the suburbs now is not the same as you probably thought coming up. You got people when they get their money, they run into the burbs. You got people when it's time to hit licks and kid up cars. We want to get the best cars. Where the best cars at? In the burbs. All right, when you get that, when you got that work and you trying to get it off, where you gonna go? You gonna more than likely go to the burbs. Why? Because you can get double the money, everything. So you see everything going now to the burbs. Everything. You got the street dudes running to the burbs. You got the criminals running to the burbs to hit licks. So it's like you could pay $100,000 for your house and the same thing can happen in that area as if you was paying $25 in rent. And that's the sad part about what the world is turning to. How can you really escape that? You know, this man mom's is heartbroken because she figured this is the area where you want to raise a child at. But it don't matter where you at in 2025. It can go down anywhere. You know what I'm saying? All it takes is to be hanging around the wrong people, to be walking to school at the wrong time. Like that's all it takes nowadays. And it's sad as ever that you gotta make sure your child get to the door and back home. To the door and back home. How many of us used to walk to school? How many of us had the freedom to go to the store on the way to school or from school, or you know what I'm saying? That's how nowadays you can't really do that. You can't even play outside nowadays. I can't imagine, you know what I'm saying, being in this generation. I couldn't imagine it. You can't play at the park no more. We used to shoot hoops all day long. You can't do that. Ain't no more block parties. You see block parties is getting lit up every other weekend. What you can't enjoy it, ain't no more. You can't play football outside, pick them up, mess them up, curveball, like none of that no more. You can't ride the ice cream truck, none of that. Y'all done really took the essence of a kid out of the streets with this gangbanging junk. And that's to me where it say enough is enough. When it's getting to the point that these kids can't be kids, that's when it's getting took too far. Now that I got older, I understand why there's always a borderline of the suburbs in the hood, because they've tried their hardest to protect these $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 houses. If the same junk that can happen in front of this $300,000 house that it can happen in out here, why am I paying this much money? Why am I paying all these taxes and all of this coming out of my check every week to stay out here? Like, think about that. Why am I paying all this high mortgage and rent to stay out here? So I see that I got older why they trying their hardest to protect the suburbs and let everything happen in the city. But it's just sad as ever, man, that young man lost his life, because from everything that he painted to be, because I ain't seen no gang pictures come out. I ain't seen no hoods or none of that. I ain't seen nobody dissing him on the post, none of that. And we all know with gang members, they can't wait to troll the op or something. I don't know if it was mistaken identity, you know, if they was trying to take something, however, but from the way everybody explained it, this man was really going to be something in life, man. A straight A student, basketball star, going to school, everybody saying something positive. You don't really get that in 2025, man. So my condolences go out to his family, his community, and anybody that's affected by this loss, man. But just as a whole, man, we got to definitely do better, man. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much. Peace, positivity, network growth. Let's save these kids. It ain't never too late. We tore down these communities. Let's build them back up. I love y'all. Appreciate y'all so much.
The D, man. Yeah, shout out my nigga from D's Media, you feel me?